Welcome to a new episode of TTG Conversations 5 Questions video series. I'm Karen Yu, Group Editor of TTG Asia Media. In this episode, we will look at how artificial intelligence or AI can benefit the travel and tourism industry. Taking us through this topic is Wong Ming Fai, Chief Technology Officer at the Singapore Tourism Board. It's great having you here, Ming Fai.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks for having me on the show.
I've got 5 questions for you, and here's the first. Now, from consolidating data for decision making to creating images that human users require, AI seems to be able to do a lot of things. So, among all the functions that AI can do, what would you say are the most relevant and exciting for the travel and tourism industry?
Thanks, Karen. I think when I think about relevance for the travel and tourism industry, what comes to mind, I think the top two is probably customer support and marketing. I think in the area of customer support, a lot of businesses are using AI-powered chatbots. And in the past, the chatbots that we deal with, you take a lot of effort to train them. Because with the same question that you want to answer, you need to be able to input into the chatbot different ways in which the question could be asked. And even with that, customers often get very stock answers and are often also not relevant. But with Gen AI, I think the whole process now, the training process has been simplified, saving a lot of hours for businesses. And on top of that, the whole process also generate more natural sounding conversations. So if businesses uses something like ChatGPT and then they powered that, they augment it with their organization specific knowledge bases, their customers can then get very natural sounding and informative support information. And I think what's more, Gen AI is also able to tailor answers based on customer preferences and behavior to provide that personal recommendations to like dining options, accommodations, or activities, and so on and so forth. And then on the area of marketing, I think what all of us is probably very familiar with is, ChatGPT, can you help me to take this event description and shorten it so that I can post on TikTok for young audiences? I think that's very familiar with a lot of businesses. Increasingly, I think businesses are also then using Gen AI to produce visuals. So here, businesses can then train Gen AI tools to be aware of elements of their brand. So for example, in terms of color, the style, the setting, the preferred settings to showcase their business, to ensure that it's aligned to their brands. And when you talk about overall excitement and when applied to travel and tourism, I think for me personally, what I'm excited most is the development of wearables. Because wearables, I see that they really make it accessible, make AI and Gen AI technologies accessible to the visitors. And maybe let me explain, right? Currently, to access this AI, you need to take out your phone and consult your chatbot. But with wearables, it becomes a lot more natural. The information that you need to see is on the lens, and you can interact with the wearable via your voice, and you can hear the response via the speakers on, let's say, your glasses. And this really gives you the feeling of having an AI travel assistant by your side. And that feeling really feels like you have a seasoned tour guide who's always available by your side.
So how can travel and tourism businesses adopt general AI functions into the operations, not just for customer service and not just for marketing, which you have just elaborated on? How else can you use it?
So I think integrating AI into operations is definitely very critical because it helps businesses to enhance efficiency, help them streamline processes, and boost their revenue growth. The Singapore Tourism Board, we have a program called TCube, as in TCUBE, TCube, and it's launched in 2021. And this program helps businesses to test and adopt AI solutions to address pain points and seize new opportunities. Through the Singapore Tourism Accelerator, 58 startups have deployed 73 industry solutions across 7 cohorts. Some of the examples are in the area of AI, so maybe let me share some of those examples. I think first is in the area of customer support, and this we already talked about it earlier, of using AI-powered chatbots to support customers in their queries. But we're also seeing that businesses have introduced multilingual chatbots that can engage with customers not in just one language, but many different languages. Another area that we see is in manpower management. So here, hotels are exploring a smart scheduling solution with features focused on automation. So these solutions are able to use machine learning to recommend the required manpower for different periods of time, and it offers more flexibility in rostering to help the hotel optimize its manpower. The third area that we see is in the area of sustainability. So here, mines and hotels venues are exploring using AI to manage waste and their sustainability efforts. And that really they leverage on solution to look for and collect real-time data like waste weight, disposal time, and their point of disposal. So all this then help them to automate the process of measuring waste and recyclables generated. So you can see that all these examples showcase how AI can drive significant improvements in various operational areas.
Now, Ming Fai, I can sense that technology can be a helper when productivity is an issue or when efficiency is an issue. But people would still wonder if AI adoption is really necessary. Can we adopt technology that's not AI related if I don't understand what AI is? So why should travel and tourism businesses hop on the AI bandwagon?
I think thanks for the question. The way I think about this question is actually I see it as a different question. It's really how I see this businesses should be asking how fast should they be running to not miss the AI opportunity, because this is really a very major trend and development. And maybe to help us think about these questions, let me offer three considerations, and I'll summarize these three considerations using three R's. The first R is revolutionary. So the question is AI or Gen AI revolutionary? And if you think about it, from finance to healthcare to entertainment, Gen AI has really changed the way businesses operate and interact with our customers. Since the debut in 2022, it has gained massive traction, and it has disrupted several industries globally. One of the research that we look at is also what Microsoft was sharing, that they said for their research showed that for investments in AI, they are seeing an average return of 3.5 times within 14 months. And what that means is really, if you were to invest 100,000 in AI today, you should expect a return of 350,000 by August next year. Yeah, I think another interesting data point is IBM CEO Arvind Krishna. He was mentioning that AI is moving at a pace of 10 times of the previous big ones. And by the previous big ones, he was referring to semiconductor, internet, and now AI. So it is in that category. So as you can see, from a revolutionary perspective, it is really pretty revolutionary. But maybe let me move on to the second R. And this one is really asking, is it relevant for tourism? I think earlier we saw some of the use cases that I spoke about, be it in terms of customer support, be it in terms of marketing, but also in terms of AI travel assistant. So maybe I wouldn't spend as much time on this particular R, but we do see that there are relevance for tourism. Third R is really how rapidly evolving is AI. And by that we mean that how often do you need to kind of check to see where have this thing moved to, right? And if you recall last year, we were all talking about Gen AI as this toy that can generate cool speeches for us for maybe occasions like this or other speeches that you might be wanting to give, right? But this year, what we are seeing is operational tool that are being deployed by enterprises into their operations. Okay? And from the capabilities point of view, last year it was mostly about text, but since then we have seen Gen AI move into images, into videos, into music, into agents. And from the companies that are producing products for Gen AI, last year it was mainly one startup, OpenAI. And now this year, fast forward to this year, we're seeing multiple giant tech companies producing products in this area. And these are the likes of your Meta, your Google, your Microsoft, and your AWS. So I hope that you agree with me that Gen AI is indeed revolutionary, relevant for tourism, and rapidly evolving. And as such, we cannot afford to go slow on Gen AI. And we cannot stop at just using ChatGPT or other similar tools. We really need to continually learn about this development and understand how we can integrate fully into our organization. Because with that, we can then unlock new avenues for growth, reduce cost of operations, enhance our customer engagement, and be at the forefront of this exciting transformation.
Well, Ming Fai, you're really selling the AI, the Gen AI use very well. So now that the company decides, okay, I'm going to listen to Ming Fai, I'm going to do this, but what sort of help is available for those in Singapore who have decided to start on the AI journey but don't know where exactly to start?
So I think on that front, SCB has made available a number of resources that will help tourism businesses to get a head start on their Gen AI journey. So firstly, we have a series of podcasts that we have made available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So those will draw insights from global experts and case studies in the tourism area to inspire tourism stakeholders of how they might integrate Gen AI into their businesses. One of the latest podcasts on Spotify actually talks about boosting hospitality revenue and elevating MICE events using Gen AI. So again, if you were to look for TCUBE on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you'll be able to find that series. Another resource that we're making available is our Gen AI playbook. So that playbook itself, it contains tips on prompt engineering and also some of the information about how you can get started on this journey. A third resource that I would like to highlight is our Tourism and Information and Services Hub. This is a platform that SDB has made available, and on this platform itself, there's a wealth of information about tourism information. So with over 3,200 listings and 14,000 media assets, it offers a comprehensive collection of Singapore-specific content that can serve as a valuable resource for Gen AI tools, because the likes of ChatGPT, they might have a general knowledge about Singapore, but this really, if you augment this to those tools, they will have a richer and a broader sense of what Singapore has to offer.
Great. Okay, so technology is obviously more than just Gen AI. So what other forms of digital transformation should businesses consider to remain competitive?
Yeah, I think definitely agree with you that digital transformation is more than just Gen AI. So maybe on that front, let me share a bit on some of the other resources that can be helpful to businesses on their digital transformation journey. I think first off is our TXI, which is our Tourism Transformation Index. This is an assessment tool that we made available via TCube. It serves as a powerful starting point for companies to self-diagnose, to identify gaps, and map out their transformation plan. So you can think of it as like a health check, right? That will help businesses identify their digital strengths and weaknesses. And what more, it comes with personalized recommendations of resources that will be relevant for the business. The second area is in the area of industry digital plans. So we have industry-specific digital plans for the hotels industry as well for the attractions industry. So we call them IDPs in short. The IDPs, they are developed by STP together with Singapore's IMD, Infocom Media Development Authority. So the IDP itself then provides information on the digital solutions and latest technological developments, so including AI and how it can be applied to businesses, like personalized interactions using data analysis or chatbots. In particularly, the IDP for tourism attractions also includes a guide to equip attractions employees with the necessary skills to use digital tools in the workplace and to tailor their training programs according to employees' needs. I think probably a third resource that I would like to highlight is our TCube Tech Directory. So as the name implies, a directory of tech solutions. So this will help to provide an additional resource to tourism companies to widen their search for innovative tech vendors and solutions that can address their pain points. So to find out more about all these resources, you can go to go.gov.sg/tcube. So it's go.gov.sg/tcub.
Wonderful. Ming Fai, it's clear to see how Singapore government is really pushing for digitalization across industries, not just in the travel and tourism. It's a lot of help that's available for businesses. It's wonderful. Okay, that's all the questions I have for you, Ming Fai. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode.
Thank you very much. A pleasure talking to you.
Past and future episodes of TTG Conversations 5 Questions can be found on the TTG YouTube channel. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.